Online Voices and the 616 Company presents The Book of the Unguided, Canto II by Darren William Pearce, based on an original story by Richard Sjunnesson, narrated by Behr. Epilogue. Sacrifice. Without a single thought for the world's imminent collapse due to Adam's death, the king got to his feet momentarily groggy, shook it off, and rushed to his son. He picked up the boy and bore him away from the tumult. He laid his son down and knelt by him. Blood dappled the prince's lips, and he coughed in vain. Each time he coughed, more blood came forth, and I watched on in horror. The king smiled sadly and looked at his queen. Then he did something that no one expected, least of all I. I did not even know this was possible. He gave up his immortality to his son. He used all his power, his fatherly love and care, to siphon his own life force into the body of the prince. He made the ultimate sacrifice at that moment, dropped to his knees, and the light faded from him. My brother, the king, was dead. The prince, though, new inheritor of his father's power, rose from near death, and whilst shaken to his newly perforated core, looked around. He saw the body of his father lying there, lifeless, still and unmoving. He did what any young boy might do at that moment, prince or not. He fell over the body of my brother and wept torrents of grief. I took that moment to join him and stood there silently, one hand upon the child's shoulder. I saw the dark angels return to their somnambulist state now that the war was over. The angels had been defeated, and Adam was no more. I saw Eve return to her senses. I was unsure if I could forgive her for her careless, rash actions, but I think that the death of my brother might be punishment enough for now. She joined her son and wept severely over the king's corpse. I saw in that moment that she intended to take the blame for all of this. I forgave her in that moment. We attracted a lot of attention, appearing as one might do in a ballad of your world, one of the tragic tales of heroism, love, loss, and all that human pathos that your people so delight in. The citizens of Zion, both grateful and shaken at the events, joined us in our grief, and even I, stoic as I am, wept for the loss of my brother. We had won the war, but lost so much more. This day had given us victory, but taken from us a precious thing. Adam's body had gone. The enemy angels that had not been destroyed fled the city and left for the sanctity of heaven. After we took stock of our victory, every one of us, the 7, though we were fewer in number and only 5 now remained, feared for what would happen now that the balance of the world had been tilted. The heart had been destroyed, and this was a terrible thing to contemplate. A heartless body could not survive, nor could a heartless world. These were matters left for the high God to deal with, and perhaps foolishly, we trusted them to deal with that issue as we concerned ourselves with our priority. The city of Zion, rebuilding, and of course the old king. He would need to be returned home, back to where he and Eve made a life for themselves. It is here that we would bury him, amongst the flowers, trees, forests and animals that he had grown to love. This quiet funerary procession would be a trying venture, but nothing was more important to us in our hearts at this juncture. As they say in your world, the king is dead. Long live the king.